Well, happy Friday, everyone. I'm back for another review. Don't mind, my dog is right here. So I'm not doing anything weird or anything. That's him sounding like that. But anywho, welcome back to another review of Love at the Lockup. I know I said I was going to do Love and Hip Hop review, but I'm going to be honest with you. I watched that first episode and I wasn't impressed and I was bored and I fell asleep on it. So I don't think that's going to be a show I review. Like normally it gives me what it needs to give me. But this season don't seem like it's giving me what I need to give. Like, if it does or something, maybe I'll talk about one of the topics or something like that. But like a thought, uh, a minute clip or something like that, I don't know. But it didn't do anything for me. So I'm doing Love After Lockup. This episode is called The Imaginary Boyfriend, which this episode was given what it was given. It was given what I needed to give. It was so much hotness, hot messiness in this episode that I don't even know where to start. Like, let's start with the non-messy one. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That was Ray. I think her name is Brittany. I'm bad with names, so Ray and Brittany. That wasn't too bad. Uh, he got out. They came to the gas station, but the bus was supposed to be taking him to the halfway house, and that the family couldn't really get him, which I didn't understand that because I'm like, if the family can't get him and take him to the halfway house, how is he released to them in their custody anyway for them to take him to the halfway house? So I didn't understand that. But that was a little shady. Ray's grandma, like, it showed again, like, what kind of person looks for somebody in jail? Like, and my whole thing is, what type of person ends up in jail? Okay, you can't sit here and judge her in regards to what she decided to do with her life and then not shame your grandson, because your grandson's the one that's incarcerated. But that's neither here or there. uh I thought they'd been dating longer than that. um and they haven't. Like, I think she said 9 months, that's it. um so pretty much. um um uh, Pretty much not um that long. But that was it to them. They got him to the halfway house. He really wanted to be with her. I'm sorry, I had got a little message. Um, got him to the halfway house and everything like that. And that was pretty much it with his story. They was in the car with the family, blah blah blah. He did talk about his childhood. So his mom, who I thought that was his mom, it's not really his mom. That's his bonus mom or step. I don't like the word stepmom. So his bonus mom, because his mother, when he was, I think he said around 11 or 12, was tragically murdered, and that would put him down a downward spiral. So where Brittany rode up to the house and saw how lavish, excuse me, lavish the house looks, and she was saying this is not what he told her as far as his background. Well, he said that his parents had been separated for some time, so we don't know, or maybe it'll go deeper in. We don't know how long he was estranged from his father. Um, for for him to say that they had been separated like since he was young, um, since he was a child, adolescent, or something like that. So he did talk on that. He did talk about how he did follow that downward path because of his mother's death and how tragically her life was taken, and that he went on burglary and robbed some pharmacies and would sell the pills, but also he was taking it. So he wasn't dealing with the trauma of losing his mom. So he was lashing out. So, again, you can never judge someone's steps unless you've followed them. And even if you followed those same steps, that same path, you are not to judge. But we all judge. So that was it with Brittany and Ray. The next ones I want to talk about, I guess she's new, because I don't remember her in last week's episode, but her name is Anissa, I think it's Anissa, Nessa, and I think they call her Nessa for short, but she's with somebody named Jeff. And the name of the episode is called Imaginary Boyfriend, so the focus is on her. I'm trying to understand, like, why would y'all think she's making somebody up? And it's really weird that her cousin said that, and then her best friend or her acquaintance or her male friend, I forgot the friend's name and the cousin's name, but y'all both said, as far as, is he real? So has she done this in the past? Like, has she had an imaginary boyfriend in the past? It's something that didn't sit right with me, because my son is 22, okay, and she said that when she was 29, I think she said, she would say she's always been a cougar her whole life, but when she was 29, she married her husband, who was 19. Now, I'm not judging nobody. Again, I just said you can't judge nobody's past, but there's no way possible that a 19-year-old is ready for marriage. But I digress. They got married. Seemed like they had a good marriage, but she was not into it anymore. Like, she made it sound like she basically stepped out and was like she was done, chucked the deuces and all of that. And I don't know who she met after that, but she met Jeff through some pen pal site. Like, these people are really going on these pen pal sites. First of all, I haven't heard people say they had a pen pal since back in the day. Like, I'm an 80s, 90s baby. I heard pen pal back in the day, like, for the show Ghost Rider. Like, it used to come on PBS. I don't know if y'all remember that show, but it was called Ghost Rider. And they actually started off looking for pen pals and found a ghostwriter. Like, as a kid, you know, shows didn't have to really, the premise or the plot really didn't have to mean much, but that's the last time I remember that. Like, that's Carmen Sandiego time. I'm talking about pen pals. But anywho, I guess people still pen paling people. That was that for her. Now, well, no, that's not it for her. You've been talking to this man 11 years. 11 years. He was, where I'm not understanding, the story's not making sense to me, like something's being left out. You've been talking to him for 11 years. He got released twice, and both times he didn't show up. So why is he showing up now? Why is he going to show up now? Like, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding why would he show up now. He didn't show up, the first 2 times. And then he not only showed you who he was, excuse me, twice by not showing up. You're going to get a wedding dress? Are you serious right now? You're going to get a wedding dress. Are you smoking? Are you high? Are you delusional? And the wedding consultant, the bride consultant, for which she got the dress, and don't get me wrong, that was a beautiful dress. It did look good on her. It was like, yes, say yes to the dress. But Haley was like, wait a minute, what? First of all, Haley was so comfortable. I'm like, do y'all know her? Because she was like, wait a minute, what? He didn't show up twice, and you still trusting, and you still spending money and getting this dress? Are you serious? Like, she was so flabbergasted that she forgot that, hey, baby, you need this commission. Like, she's buying this dress, and you're going to get a commission once she buys this dress. She said, I don't give a damn about that. You really trusting this man? You really think that this man is going to show up? Okay, he didn't show up the first time and he ain't show up the second time, but third time's a charm? Like, that didn't make no sense to me. That really didn't. That really didn't. The next couple, Jolly Green Giant and the elf. I forgot her name. Oh my god. They might work out. Like, they might work out for the simple fact of the matter that, God, what is his name? I have it here on my notes. He was talking about how he never had, he played around with different women. He juggled them around. But Doug is his name. I don't understand why I don't remember her name. But Doug was saying that he's never ever had Rachel never had this type of relationship, where they came from. We'll talk about this the soft side, and then we'll go to the disturbing part, and some red flags. But how, he was in and out, and he was talking about how he went in when his son was like a year, came out, spent like 30-40 days with him when he was 7, and went back in, and now his son is like 13. So the son has no relationship with him. And the main thing, like, I understand when you came out and you was hot to trot and you wanted to be with your wife and everything, but you had to be back at a certain time. So instead of just, which I don't understand, for you to ride, you're going to ride in the car and get home, and you have to be home at a certain time, and he's not there. Why did y'all stop at the hotel? I don't understand that. Like, you couldn't even, like, you could have saved those little coinage because you was in there for a couple of hours to end up leaving the same day, to be home the same day. Like, why didn't you just hold your horses and got home? I didn't understand that, but that's not my money to worry about. But she keeps emphasizing how she's 4'10" and he's 6'5". Okay. I'm 5'2 1/4", almost 5'3". I'm dating someone that was 6'5". And why do we keep talking about that? And why are we talking about so much hunching? Like, that's all y'all kept talking about. What job is this man gonna get? What contributions he gonna get? How's he gonna help around the house with his son? Y'all just talking about hunching. I'm so tired of hearing about them hunching. They all in the camera, her leg flinging from the chandelier. He talking something, y'all got to go because I want to be inside my room. Look, I have to save all of the unnecessary details, boo. We don't want to hear all of that. Red flags. He saw her neighborhood and saw the house and all of that. And a red flag for me was him and his son know that what they need to do to be in order to stay here, because they not trying to go back to where they came from. So he ain't going nowhere. Not that because he loved her, not because she took in his child, not because she's doing all of these loving things for him, because of how their neighborhood is versus the neighborhood she lives in. And now they live there. He don't want to mess this up. He ain't going nowhere. That's a red flag. It's a red flag because is he with you because he love you, or is he with you because of the things that you do for him? And I hope it's not because of the things that you do for him, because God forbid if something happens, like, this is the world. It's what's the word? It's undetermined what the future may hold. You could lose your job, and she looks like she's, from what I'm seeing, she was maybe I'm thinking a Marine, if I remember the flag, because my uncle was a Marine, my dad was in the Navy and the Army. So I'm thinking she was a Marine. I'm not too sure. I have to look that up. But she's a veteran. Maybe I was just talking too hard. But she has a military flag hanging up at her house. She has the military star on top of her, on her house. She, at the hotel, parked in veterans parking. So she's a veteran, which means she has veterans benefits, which means, and the fact, I think she's an engineer or something like that. She's doing very well for herself. I just hope he's not latching on to her for the things she can do for him. Like, that would be very messed up. Who else? Stan and Lisa. I'll go to them. I'm not trying to pick on nobody. I'm not trying to pick a joke or whatever. Like my son said, she looked like a full-fledged lesbian. I don't know if Stan really picked up Lisa or if he picked up Larry. Like, I thought, like, they kept showing, I knew WeTV was up to something. They kept showing that girl picture over and over. I said, why y'all keep showing her picture? We ain't seen that many pictures of somebody that was incarcerated that many times. Every time they show Stan, they had to show them same picture of him strangling her and all of that. Because they knew when we saw Ellen come out the jail, we would sit there and be like, we was wondering where you was at, Ellen. What happened? This woman has lived a hard life. She was a full-fledged stud in jail. Like, she came out manly, masculine, holding the box with one hand and stand like, oh, let me help you. He looked like somebody creepy granddaddy. He looked like that creepy granddaddy's friend that keep hugging and kissing on you. Like, why don't you let that woman live her life? She is a full-fledged lesbian. That woman ain't interested in you. When I'm sitting there looking like, Lord Jesus, she look lesbian. And if that's what floats your boat, that's on you, boo. I'm not here to judge you, but you don't look like you look like a woman that liked women. You don't look like a woman that liked men. And then it was so creepy. They talked about the basement. They showed the picture of the straitjacket. Like, is he hanging from the rafters looking like Edward Scissorhands? What was that? See, white people, y'all do some different things. See, we've been captive. We've been held without our will. That passed through our ancestors, okay? That trauma passed through into our bodies, and it still carries on with us. That don't excite us, okay? That don't strapping us where we can't get away. No, that don't excite us. That excites y'all. So that's a little different. And he had the wigs. She put the wig on with the hat. I know her head was hot. It still looked weird. He still hugging on her, touching her. It's like, dude, she probably still smell like jail. Like, why are you hugging her? She didn't want all of that. Her son called, who's 22, and was saying that he felt alone by himself. It sounded like he was going through some things. And Stan gave off this whole red flag again. Like, I don't give a damn about your kids. He don't give a damn about his kids because he don't want to introduce his kids to her. I forgot. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. He is so hesitant. He don't want to do that. But he basically said, get rid of them. Get rid of your... She didn't raise her kids. Her kids ain't sitting here burdening her, being retired and wanting something from her when they have moved out and moved on with their life and got children of their own and married. That's not what's happening. She wasn't there for her 3 children. One of them, her oldest, she said, her oldest. So ain't no telling how old the other ones are and what trauma he's dealing with at 22. Ain't no telling what trauma they dealing with. You saying it would be better off if you didn't have family? Oh, because you want to keep her for yourself. So she could be in the basement and be your sex slave? Like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, that's selfish. That's a red flag. Like, I could see her keeping her captive in that daggone basement. Like, just creepy. Just creepy. I guess because of the $1 million that he has, I guess he feels he can say and do whatever. Last but not least, Deontay and Nicole with the double L. First of all, I think her mother, I don't know if her mother's a beautician or not, a colorist, but her mother color does look good. Like that purple and that fuchsia, she do know what she's doing. And she's doing layers and all of that. I forgot the guy's name I watch on YouTube and Facebook. I forgot his name. I love him so much. But he's always doing the reaction videos to people getting their hair dyed and stuff. So I know you're supposed to do layers and all of that. And, you don't go to the roots till later on because it heats up. So she was doing all of that. That was great. Her daughter was basically telling her, like, yeah, I'm with him. I like him, but I still got my ex, and we broke up. We didn't really break up, and we got stuff we need to have closure, which ain't really closure. Look, she don't like Deontay. She don't like him. And like my son said, he's a little different. He's a little off. I don't know what it is. He's not understanding. He's not getting a hint. But she's not into him as much as he is into her. And he's already seen it within 24 hours. He said within 24 hours her personality had changed. She is not into him like that. He told the mom that, yeah, we're engaged. She came out and said, why the hell did you tell my mama we engaged? We ain't engaged. You ain't get on your knee. You ain't get me the ring that I want. What? Wait, what? In front of the mama. And then he gonna say in front of... See, this is why I said something ain't right with him. Okay? And I'm not judging nobody's mental capacity, but this is why I said something ain't right. You don't sit there and tell the girl's mama that so you don't cheat on her, you bought you a sex toy. Wait, what? You don't tell nobody that. Then you want to be the spokesperson and then give a freaking infomercial and tell the dudes why to get it. And why is it a miniature one? Why is it miniature, like a Barbie doll? Like, something ain't right with him. Something ain't right. And he gonna finally see, because she was like, why are you here? Like, it seemed like he popped up. She was getting her hair dyed. She looking like, well, you might as well come in. You gonna pop up. She don't want you. And he's gonna be hurt. He gonna cry. He gonna cry in the car. He gonna cry in the car when he get home. He gonna cry in the car when he get home. But that's it for this episode. Like, Deontay, I don't even know if I feel bad for him, because it's writing on the wall. He just said within 24 hours her whole personality changed. So you need to realize that she ain't into you like that. But that was it for this episode. Please tell me what you thought about it. Please like, comment, and share. Until next time. Bye.